Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Jurassic Park Revolution for commenter request hunt number 2 officially. So let's get into the hunt menu, set it up. Now, last week we did do the Matanceros roster with the Carnivores, the Allosaurus, and I think it's the Acrocantho. The only issue is, Matanceros is a unique map with how ridgy and buried the terrain is. However, that makes the pathfinding for the animals very challenging. So, in order to do it a little bit more justice, we're going to instead go to Isla Sorez in order to do this. And we're going to take some heavier firepower if we can. Granted, not all that much because of how many points it'll take to do it, but we'll try doing a mix of the LAR Grizzly with the M16 and see if we can't get a few of these more weak zones, or I don't know if they are actual mortal zones or not. I guess we'll find out when we try, won't we? But everything's looking good and in order. So I'd like to give a big thank you to John Deforge for both his patience with last week and for submitting the request as well. We do already have requests for next week's episode as well, so if you do want to leave requests for a future hunt, feel free to. It's just that you may have to be a little patient because it'll probably be 2 weeks from when you're seeing this video when it'll probably, or the next request will be put up, so it will probably take a little bit of time. I may, depending on how many I get, I may try squeezing in 2 per Wednesday, but right now it's kind of tight for recording, so I'm still just aiming for at least 1 video per day. Try to see how that goes. In the future, if that opens up more, we'll definitely do it. But for now, we're just going to stay steady with the new hunts. So, we got the Grizzly, the M16, and the Desert Eagle. Double ammo is basically a must sometimes, so everything looks good. Let's go to Isla Sorez for this commenter hunt. Let's get on in. Okay, so we're all loaded in here now. I'm just going to get the M16 at the ready because, as we just saw over there, you never know what you're loading into, because I think we actually just saw Allosaurus go running off that way. So we'll probably start going that way because there's the easiest opportunity available. But we'll have to see, because JPR, actually, a number of the carnivore, well, I should say number, it's 3. Let's not try to brag, it's only 3 carnivores we got on the channel right now. Mandibles is coming pretty close to a close, because we don't really have that much further to do. We could do some more DLC animals, so I think there was only 1 or 2 we haven't really shown off for that. And then there's the Inoodalist to still go through, so Mandibles will be done at most a month more. And that's really saying a lot, because Mandibles, we've already done 34 episodes on it, so like, at least, okay, I see a problem with what's up ahead, so we're going to stay crouched and just kind of approach slowly. Because it's one of the big things that has always smushed us pretty frequently. That's a Carnivores. Okay, I'm hoping that means that everything else just ran off and isn't actually coming for us. Yeah, okay, it looks like the Carnivores must have ran off, which is good. Yeah, that's the allo that we just spotted the tail end of as we loaded in, but there's a Carnivores over here that I want to try tracking down next. And this is one of the things I like about Sorez, is it's hilly, but it's not super hilly, so that way the pathfinding for the animals is really messed up into, well, kind of like what Matanceros and I think even Isla Murta is. Where if the terrain is too steep and they're too harsh of slopes, the AI will just kind of circle or get kind of trapped in its own little loops. It sounds like it should be a really cool hunting experience because you never know what's just beyond the next ridge, but the problem is if they can't actually get over the ridge, they basically get trapped in their little pockets that we saw in last week's video. So this should be okay, right, so that's the Grizzly. I gotta remember it zooms us in a little bit for the scope. Oh, we've got our next target too. We're actually going to be 2 for 3 already from looks of it. Ooh, pretty nice shooting if I have to say so. I mean, sure, it was using the sniper, but 1 shot on an acro is nothing to turn your nose up to. That is a very nice feeling to get. Well, he did seem kind of tiny from where we were, so maybe it's a small one. I think the actual most dangerous one is actually going to be those Carnivores, because they have a very tiny mortal zone on them. We'll either be pumping a lot of lead into them in order to bring one down, or we'll get super lucky and manage to hit them in the eye, which will possibly a one-hit. Yeah, this acro kind of looks pretty tiny. I thought he might have been bigger because we were so far away, but no, it just looks like he was a little tiny one. Well, relatively speaking, the acros are still rather sizable. Yeah, here he is, just a snoozing. With his face in the dirt. Yeah, not as big as I thought he might have been from the distance, but again, I think it takes a variety of games kind of have the issue with distance and just how things kind of feel when you actually get up close to them. He's taking his snooze now. Okay, we'll switch back to the M16. Oh, a few burps or hiccups or whatever. Trying to avoid that, but just kind of seem to be coming with the recording. Whenever you seem to talk a lot more and just trying to even just chat, for some reason this is when it all kind of little hiccups or things here and there. I don't know why. Never happens just in a regular conversation. Just for some reason, I don't know if it's the posture or what it is about it. So, Malcephale. Okay. We are at 2 out of 3 for the entire roster, so maybe we'll try for Matanceros. Okay, no reply back, and I want to work with the wind a bit, so we're going to head to the east here. So we're going to go towards, basically a little pass of fake Australia, because I swear, it really looks a lot like Australia to me, looking at the map like this. I'm not sure if anybody else has noticed that, or if it's like an Easter egg to something or not, but it's a really nice design, and I do like the nice shift between like the desert in the main area, the beaches, and the jungle. Like, Sorez, I think, is one of my favorite carnivores mods maps, or just maps in general, because of how lively it feels. Like, these super dense woods in that are incredible to see in a carnivores game. Stuff like this is what I'd expect more from something like modern hunting games, like Call of the Wild, almost. Like, if we go walking in there, actually, maybe we'll go in there for a little bit. Not that that's a good idea, because we probably can't see a thing. But yeah, like, looking through. I thought I heard something loud there for a moment. But like, looking through this is fantastic. I really gotta give props for this one. Like, the other maps haven't been bad, but I think it's mostly the sizing has felt a bit off for what you'd expect from a hunting map to be. Like, Penna is way too tiny. It makes it feel more like you're in a shooter experience than a hunter, or a hunting game, although I think Carnivores has always kind of treaded that line, hasn't it? It's always offered kind of a hunting experience, but it also really leans into the shooter side as well. So, it's just, I guess my background is coming at it not from, like, a shooting side or the shooting genre, but more from the hunting side, so that's why it has a little bit of a clash with me in a few ways there, but once you do get into it, there are some really nice experiences to have through this. But yeah, this is just very well done, and hopefully this will be a very nice makeup for just the Matanceros. A little bit of a bust because of how the AI got stuck there. These nice, big, open, not too hilly, but enough variation in the terrain to make it feel rugged. That makes you're not sure what you may see where you go. And I do want to try to avoid using the radar on a lot of my hunts. The only time I'd use it if there's like a specific thing we were aiming for, like with the Eucalyptus trying to figure out about that mortal zone. I think we narrowed it down to what it's supposed to be, we just never actually hit it. Oh. Okay, we got a couple hits on that aloe. I can't remember where the aloe's... Oh, it is the head area. Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought it was more along the back of it, so... That's why I was aiming a little further along the back, because I guess I was mixing up with Carnivores Plus with something like the Pachycephalosaurus, where it's kind of the head and the spine area. But for the aloe, it is the head, so I should have been aiming more for around the eyes. I think all of our animals... Yeah, everything right now is a mortal zone around the eye, so we'll definitely have to remember that. But we'll try chasing them down and see if we can't put them out. I say put them out, but, well, we basically are knocking out up cold because we have the tranks on. We'll probably have to do a few hunts where we're using, not using tranquilizers, just to aim for some trophies. Not that we've ever actually really used the trophy room too much, have we? I think the only time I may have done a little bit was back in Triassic, and even then, it was kind of random with what... Oh, just... You gave me a little spook. Oh, crap. You gave me a spook, but you alerted me to something even more potential down there, so I should be thanking you. I'm sorry for scaring you. You actually... Oh, and an acro. Wonder, should we try for 2 for 2 with those shots? Well, I think it was probably close. Okay, and the Kamara's on the run, so that's... I can deal with the Kamarasaurus when they're not chasing us. Because, like I say, that mortal zone of the eye is such a tiny area to hit. I think that's probably one of the most dangerous animals to try taking because of how hard it is to get one down. But because we got a couple of wounded animals now up this way, we'll go back to the M16, because I don't know how far they'll run. In Carnivores Plus, we were seeing a few Allosaurs actually swimming. I don't know if JPR... I think because Sorez is such a large map, they probably won't try swimming away. They'll probably just kind of stick to the land and try to avoid us like that. So we'll just keep our distance a bit, keep vigilant, and panic fire whenever something comes too close. It's basically our SurvivalVis way in every Carnivores game, is when it gets too up close, just start wildfiring at it, and hopefully it'll go down. I really do have to figure out what I'm going to do once Mandibles and... Well, JPR, I know what we're going to do after that. We're going to actually take a step back in time towards Jurassic Park Hunter Legends, which was, I think, the precursor mod to this one. Because I do kind of like the idea of keeping something... Well, just keeping carnivores on the channel, and I admit, I like kind of the different feel art style-wise for the dinosaurs that comes with the Jurassic Park stuff. Like, the textures... It is a bit of nostalgia because I did play JPOG, where a lot of all this stuff originates from. But it's a really nice kind of take yourself back in time and take yourself a little step from carnivores, but still kind of fitting into that format. So I know that's what we're going to replace with Wednesday whenever we do arrive to that point. It's mostly that Mondays with carnivores mandibles, because I don't know what to do next. Okay, no reply from the Allo, so... I don't know if that was really a reply or not, but I do see blood spatter, so that's at least something went this way. So we'll keep trying to follow that along and see if we can find one of the two. Oh, speaking of, I think that's actually... Oh, wow. That's another thing, is just how sensitive they are, too. Like, we had only just gotten into render range for that. I think we may have accidentally called it in, so that way it spotted us a bit sooner. Oh. Wait, a second one? Yeah, the reload took us completely out from getting the second shot, but... So we got a number of allos over this way. An acro that went somewhere as well. Let's see, the Kamarasaurus is going to be our biggest... Oh, looks like... Yeah, here's... Unfortunately, they are kind of stuck in their little loops. So we'll just kind of crouch and go for a bit. And, oh, lord, there's actually 3 over here. Okay, well, you've calmed down. The other guy's still running in circles a bit. Okay, well, this is actually going to make it very easy for us now, because all we're going to do is really get them angry at us. The M16 has great stopping power, so as long as they basically start charging at us, we should be able to get them down before they get too close. Yeah, there's one. Oh, there's 2. Now, where did lucky number 3 run off to? I know you guys basically got stuck on the mountain here. I think the third one might have gone over the ridge. As you guys know from me playing the Carnivore series, or even just, let's just set up the example for anybody who might be new to this video. Is it a smart idea to try climbing a hill you don't know what's on the other side of, and you have carnivores that can easily rip you apart to shreds? Probably not the smartest idea, but we're not exactly smart, are we? We're just going to push on ahead and see what we can find. But those two are taken out, so that's a nice little bonus. Oh, that's... Ooh. Not a little too close, but as I told you, exactly what I want to warn you guys about is they can rush you. Now, we still have the acro to find. The Matanceros will probably try going for one with the M16. I don't think we'll get super lucky with getting that mortal shot, but you also never know. Dumb luck can strike at the strangest of times. The issue this time is going to be with this acro that we kind of got a shot off on. I just have no idea where it... Oh! Look at how far we even got sent to. Like, I was not expecting us to go all the way to the very southern tip of this. I guess we just kind of started on the trail and just kept going with it. Well, with these these two and the one way up there snoozing, we just need to find the acro. And that one, I don't know where he would have went off to. So I'm pretty sure one of these was the Allosaurus that we shot before. So that leaves us to wonder, where did the angry acro run off to? We'll backtrack to where we kind of last saw it and see if we can pick up the trail again. Yeah, I really have to say, this is my favorite map out of the mod so far. We still have one more to see, Isla Tronar, I believe it is, and that's where we're going to do the Carnivores hunt as our sort of finale one. I know there is DLC for JPR as well. I don't know if we'll go into that or not. We'll kind of, again, we'll base it on requests and see what you guys think. I usually like to try changing up the channel series a little bit, just to kind of keep a little bit of a different flow and variety to it. I mean, well, Mandibles is a prime example. That one's been going for 34 episodes, so it might be nice to switch it up to a different series. I do know there are some videos or some series I want to start on the channel. One of them is actually that just came out today, was Horizon Zero Dawn for PC. I want to try doing a series on that one on the channel, but I have no idea where I'm going to plunk it in for anything like that. Okay. I don't hear anything, so I think... No, I think that was Ambience. I don't think that was actually the acro. I have no idea where that one would have gone off to from here. But just in case, we'll have the weapon ready. Well, at least we know we have to aim for... Well, basically aim for the eyes or between the eyes. The acro seems to have almost like a little crest across its head that you want to try to keep your shots around. I don't know if that's ambient or if that actually means there's a Matanceros somewhere. It's just those low, deep bellows that you sometimes hear. It's probably ambience, because I don't know how often you hear calls from the animals in the mod. Even with all this time, I still have some trouble deducing whether is it an actual animal or it's just an ambient noise. We'll try another call to see. No, I didn't hear anything. So I don't know where it would have ran off to. I still don't think that's a call back, but we may start going back this way a bit more. And I don't want to go running, because if we do have a shot off on it, it might be like the Allo and be extremely sheepish. Although, that said, we are walking with the wind at our back, so... more than likely, it'll probably know where we are before we know where it is. Yeah, how are we doing time? We're about 20 minutes, so we can give it a few more minutes, but just so that way we can try to squeeze every bit into this request hunt, we'll try and see if we can't get ourselves Matanceros. Because there was the one... I don't think it was over here. I think it was back up this way more, or was it over... Oh man, okay, we are still very far south of where we actually were, so we better go up for a jog to the north. Because that was, I think, where we encountered mostly everything. It's once you actually feel like you're onto a bead and follow it along, you can lose all sense of how far and how much distance you've really covered trying to track it down. So the Kamara, I think, yeah, this is, I mean, I want to say it looks familiar, but then a lot of the map does look familiar. So maybe if we go up this way along some more of these kind of like forest areas, we'll be able to find it. But we'll head up, take a look, see what we can uncover or find. And go from there. Okay, now that was just, I almost thought it was like Matanceros, but it's just how the plants are and the coloration of them. Like, that's another nice thing, is the Kamaras, some of the animal coloring is a little weird, but that's just Jurassic Park for you. Oh, it's just... Actually, I think this is where we spotted that Matanceros. Although this time it was the Dryosaurus spooking us. Okay, let's try for Matanceros then. Okay, there is one. It is quite a way off. Well, it's in feet, so the measurement might be a little wonky for trying to figure out true distance, but yeah, it's... Okay, there it is. Now, I hopefully don't screw this up, because this would be a very nice bundle of points to be able to head back with. So where is it? There. Okay, yeah, okay, there's the head. Oh, I don't know if I want to try shooting through all that, though. I think it'll probably go through, but I also don't know for sure. Oh, it doesn't help us getting into even denser area. Like, this is where the game feels really like a hunting game, and I love this kind of feeling. Okay, let's try to get a little closer and see if we can get a nice shot off. It's not running away, it's trying to just roaming about back and forth. Okay, yeah, this is pretty close. There we go. Okay, lower your head. There we go. Now, again, it just kind of goes to show you how tanky that the Kamaras can be. But we actually managed to get him down. Just going to run up to take a good look at our next... I can't really say trophy, because I don't think the tranquilized animals are saved as that. I think it's basically they give you a point value in exchange for losing on a trophy for your gallery, but... Okay, and everything looking cool from all angles here. I just want to make sure we're not going to get ambushed. Yeah, everything's looking cool. Okay. So, that concludes this hunt. A very good request. Again, I did just tweak the map to something a little different, because Matanceros, the AI has a little bit of trouble, but here on Sorez, you can see not too much trouble. I admit the triple Allosaurus was a bit different, but they almost made up for it with that third one out of nowhere. So with that, we'll head back to the menu and see how we're looking for point-wise. But I think that's going to be a very nice sum back. So we're back in the points menu, and we are sitting very good now. 1,409. So I think that is actually enough. It is. We have basically earned ourselves up to the point of being able to do our complete solo finale hunt. However, we're going to save that for a few weeks still, as we've got another request to do for next week, and then we'll see if there's any other requests that come in from this video or that one. Maybe look for the final week of August, we'll give JPR its finale episode. Show off that, and maybe we'll kind of stagger how we'll do this. Maybe we'll switch to Jurassic Park Hunter Legends, do that base roster to its completion, then maybe we'll come back JPR and do the DLC then. Just because I do want to get something a little bit new on the channel and something a bit more fresh as well to help us keep building. But that brings this episode to close. So, thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode of Jurassic Park Revolution. It's a bit of a mouthful, I'm sorry, but got it out as best as I could. If you do like the series or any of the videos I do, be sure to leave a like and a comment right down below. I always try to get in touch and reply back to comments, feedback, questions, anything on the channel. If you do want to help us, think about subscribing to us if you haven't already. New videos come out every day at 1 Eastern. Some days we're trying to squeeze 2 in, but so far the only day we kind of managed is our double feature Fridays. Maybe that'll expand in time, hard to say. For now though, we've at least promised you 1 video per day. Until I see you all in the next episode though, survivors, please remember to take care and stay alive.